Welcome back to the Pro Football Pod. We're bringing you the Week 15 recap. First week of the fantasy playoffs.
Let's go.
It was the
And-
first week. It was nice. I went 3-0
Hey!
in all my leagues.
I'm
We're
pretty
moving
sure
on in every league.
that I'm going to lose every single matchup.
That's why we keep it to a minimum though of my leagues. That way, I'm winning them all or I'm pretty much losing them all. I'm not having to keep track of 20 different teams. That's just I've done it. It's stressful. Austin, I respect you.
I had a bunch of Keenan
can't.
Allen and
You can't.
Tyreek and Chris Olave's and a bunch of these guys that just decided that this was not the week for them.
No, this was the week where you had the randomness of James Cooks taking over. Like, yeah, you probably were playing him as your RB2 for most of the season, but nobody expected this. And then meanwhile, you've got, Austin's donning his jersey. Josh Allen, your number one quarterback all year, comes
94
out
passing yards
in a dominant win. A dominant win gives you 94 passing yards. Thank God he gave you a rushing touchdown.
He got a rushing touchdown.
Right?
Yes, he did.
Oh my god.
He still had 15 points, but he had less than Aiden O'Connell and Easton Stick and Jake Browning and all these guys that nobody's starting. Nobody. Nick Mullen. Bro, I think Case Keenum might have outscored Josh Allen. I'm not sure on that.
I'm not willing to go that far.
But dude, the fact that it's a problem that we had to go there.
You can't lose on the bye week. That's all I had to say.
Hey,
I'm trying to get it out for a while.
Austin, we needed one win from you boys. Just motherfucking one. All season. You couldn't come out. You couldn't show up for the Dolphins a little bit, dude.
Honestly, though, I want to point towards the blasphemous of this right now. Austin is a Cowboys fan who just got demolished by the Bills, and he shows
wearing
a Bills jersey.
Dude.
Well, I'm gonna inform you guys.
If the Jets
listen. The Dallas Cowboys. Listen, the Dallas Cowboys are America's team, but the
They're
Bills
not your
are
team.
The Bills are America's team. Come on. Now.
Is that what it is? They are jumping through
step
a bunch
on
of
every
tables.
line now.
You would not catch me dead wearing a Jets jersey the day after they beat us, unless I lost a bet.
Because you don't have a true love for the game.
Well, he also doesn't have a Jets jersey.
No, I have a true love for my team. I appreciate the game and what they give me in the
you don't
fantasy and the
players
circles and stuff like that.
I agree with Justin. I'm sorry. You could have worn a lot of jerseys today, but wearing that one is pretty much what the fuck, dude? You could have worn Lamar.
You have a whole catalog of jerseys.
Dude, you had so many options. It's not like this is your only clean one.
Lamar was the second option.
He was the second option? Dude, what the fuck? That's funny.
Know, man.
I love it. No, I love it, dude.
Now,
I love Josh Allen.
You're going to get ripped.
As far as the game goes, though, as a Cowboys fan, on that perspective, I'm not going to ask Austin right now because I'm kind of questioning his fandom. But, Coach, if you're a Cowboys fan or just looking at the Cowboys, are you panicking going forward?
So we know that Buffalo plays really well in Buffalo.
Correct.
We know that Dallas plays really well in Dallas, but they haven't been winning a bunch of road games. They lost in Arizona on the road. They've, in general, haven't looked like a complete team unless they're playing in their home stadium, which losing that game was so bad for them because they need to be the best in their division, and losing that game, if Philly wins tonight, then Philly's back up top, and Philly's got a pretty easy schedule from here on out. So it doesn't look good for the Cowboys, especially who they have to play. They have to play the Dolphins next week. They don't have it easy. I'm pretty sure you guys still play Baltimore too, right?
The Chiefs.
You do play the Chiefs? Okay. Did you already play Baltimore? Maybe you're the only playoff team that doesn't have to go through Baltimore in Baltimore. It's freaking ridiculous. I can't wait to talk about the matchups, to talk about that San Fran Baltimore game. Tune in later in the week for us to go through that one, though. I think we talked about Josh Allen. James Cook really was the one that showed up. He's been the running back. He's been a top 10 running back basically every week for the last 5 weeks, except for one or two decent outings, it looked like they finally decided that they were going to run the ball with someone that wasn't Josh Allen. Like they just made the decision, that's something we're going to do. Let's do it.
Yeah. And with his receiving capability, I mean, this dude's goated for like a top, 10 finish every year he plays and is healthy. With the system and the team he's on. I don't know. That team might blow up though, depending on what they do this year.
True. What happens in the next couple weeks is going to be a big tell. If they don't make the playoffs, like Stephon Diggs isn't happy there, and he's definitely not happy not making the playoffs.
And my thing is they always downplay it, but 2 years now we've been hearing rumors like every couple months or so about how he's unhappy, he wants out, he's frustrated about how just inconsistent they are. Just and it'd be one thing if it was one rumor one off season, another rumor another off season, but you're hearing it during the season too.
Yeah.
Like that's my whole thing.
And if you guys remember, that's what happened at the end of the run in Minnesota. He started bitching a year or two before. It was after like the Minnesota Miracle happened, and then they did nothing after that. He started bitching, and like that's who he is as a player. He's not going to be happy not winning, and I think that it's detrimental to his team though. Like it's a huge it's a big distraction to everybody. It hurts everybody. It's hurting the Bills right now. They needed him to maintain a cool mind and be a leader so that the offense could start to carry, because the defense has been so bad until this past week. Dak being sacked as many times as he did was the one thing I'd be worried about as a Cowboys fan. Like, the Bills do not have a phenomenal pass rush. That's not.
There was some injuries going on. True. And there was a big flu bug going around the locker room. So, there's things like that to lean on. I mean, it was obvious that something was up. They're playing in the cold. They're playing away. They don't play good away.
Yeah.
I mean, if this was a home game, much different script.
The way I see it too, though, just as a team aspect, it's okay. Like, you're still going to make the playoffs, and this is the type of game, like, you need to be humbled real quick before you go into these final stretch of games, because Dallas has just been dominating. Just dominating.
Horse, would you say?
Yeah, like, take them down a couple notches on their pedestal, be like, yo, hey, like, you can still get your ass whooped out here. And, like, so, I mean, humble pie a little bit, fully expect them, get a little bit of humble pie this next week versus Miami, but we'll get into that later. And then they'll be okay the final 2 games.
Talking Miami, Devon Achane, I think that I expected a lot from him just because of how explosive he is. And it really does look like... My thought was, okay, they're going to give Raheem the first touchdown so that he can... Let's go ahead and give him the record so that he's got the most...
I'm so mad at myself because all week long I was telling everyone, hammer Raheem Mostert anytime touchdown, no matter what the odds were. He's going to break the record this week.
Yep,
and
it's a Dolphins record.
I did not place a bet on it myself.
Wow.
I got distracted with family stuff, forgot to completely do it, and then he went ahead and scored one. And
on the first drive, we got a turnover on their second drive.
Yeah,
we were on the 1 yard line.
He was someone I was looking at to score the first touchdown of the day, which was obviously plus 5,000 odds.
Yeah,
but seriously, that's a good
30. 50.
That's a good call, Austin, because they're going to give him the first opportunity. The first one.
You do that for all the solid running backs, and you throw $1 on it. It's like playing roulette,
Yeah, I think
he's
I
solid.
agree. Only
the
9
Miami Dolphins move so
blowout.
quickly in their offense.
For Devon?
Yeah, only 9 carries in a blowout for 32 yards. I mean, you expected them to lean on Raheem, but I mean, as a team, they only had 300 yards of total offense, but that's because they were playing on such a short field every time.
Exactly. Part of it was the opponent, right? And this coming week isn't going to be the same thing. The Dallas defense is going to be difficult to stop, to produce on, which means they're going to have all levels. They're going to have the tight end producing, running backs, wide receivers, everybody. So I don't think that it's going to be as much of a problem this coming week, but I was surprised. I thought after Raheem broke the record that every drive after that was going to be Devon until we get to the playoffs. Like, we don't legitimately need Raheem Mostert to make it to the playoffs, so let's not use him. Let's keep him fresh, and let's give him a couple drives here and there, but, like, let's start using this young kid, getting him ready. So I think that might be, we see more of that coming up this week. I think that whenever we need a lot of offense, we're going to use Devon in that way. He still got opportunities. He still got a couple receptions, but...
Hat tip to Jalen Waddle as well.
Oh,
like,
wow.
He just showed you again, like, if he's the number one wide receiver and they game plan for him to be the number one guy, 9 targets, 8 receptions, 142 yards, that 60-yard bomb for a tutty.
Looked exactly the same.
If you take away the 60-yard bomb, he still gave you 7 receptions for 80 yards.
Tua has had a 40-plus yard touchdown in nearly every game this year. Like, it's not every one, but he's got like 8 or 9.
I'll be the first to say, it's very easy when you can just waddle Tyreek's down there somewhere. Let me just heave it real quick. Now, I know he's not out there throwing it blind, but the fact that you can just lay it out there and give it an extra 5 yards because they're just going to run under it, like, that just gives you the confidence to unleash it.
It's crazy.
And they take 5 to 6 deep shots a game.
Waddle's so fast that he can run the route around the corner and then still make it to the inside faster than him. Like, he has to go around him. He's literally running circles around people.
Waddle's
That's
so fast,
how fast he
the
is.
corner gave him 12 yards of separation and still got burnt. I mean,
12.
but, like, we're just talking about elite game-changing speed. I loved what I saw out of him just because he has been playing second fiddle all year long. And I expect him to produce, not necessarily on this level, but somewhere close going forward. Because I think they know Tyreek is not going to get the 2,000 yards.
Nope.
Like, with him missing that game, it's simply not going to happen.
It's still possible, but he basically needs 200.
At some point, they were forcing it.
Yeah,
so now,
they were.
Like, and I don't feel like they're going to have to anymore. And plus, when you have a Ferrari and a Lamborghini, I mean, I get driving the Ferrari all the time, but you got to take the Lamborghini out every now and then. You know what I mean?
I thought this was a Christmas Day game.
Christmas Eve. The Christmas Day game is the Monday game. Eve? Always Christmas Eve. Because Christmas Eve is on a Sunday.
Yeah, Christmas is Monday.
Christmas Day game is going to be San Fran versus Baltimore. That's what we get for Monday night. Hell yeah, baby. I think that's the best game of the being a Dolphins fan, that's absolutely the best game of the whole week.
Yeah, because I don't have any stress for that game.
Well, not even that.
But still,
two best teams.
But still, we're getting New England and Denver for the Sunday night game.
Yeah, I know.
We should definitely be getting Dallas and Miami.
I'm shocked that has not been flexed out. But I think their thought is
they still have time,
Christmas
don't they?
Eve night. Most people probably don't really care what game they're watching. It's probably just going to be on the background anyways. Let's not flex it into a good game because nobody's going to want to center their Christmas Eve around. But then again, I mean, your Christmas night is going to be centered around Niners-Ravens, so whatever. Now, I got a question. We were talking about the Cowboys and the Bills game. So if in that game I told you both quarterbacks were going to throw for over 300 yards and a running back was going to run for over 130. You were going to have one wide receiver go for 111, another one for 84 on one team, 2 go for 60 on another team. You would say, yeah, that makes sense, right? No, I give you the Jake Browning and Nick Mullins led Bengals and Vikings game. Who would have thought that fantasy output?
Now, what's funny about that game is the amount of overall talent on those offenses, besides the quarterback position at this point, is unsurmountable. I mean, that's two of the most talented offenses in the league right now, except for quarterback, because of Jake Browning and Nick Mullins.
You keep saying except for
everybody that's got Jake Browning's dick in their mouth needs to take it out.
Okay, well,
he's legitimately. He gets Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd to throw the ball to.
He doesn't have Jamar Chase anymore.
And he's got Joe Mixon. I understand that he hurt his shoulder. I understand, Austin. But up until this point, everything that he's done has been with all of those players.
Every other quarterback in the league gets whatever receivers they're dealt with. Okay. It's just how the league works.
That is a phenomenal receiving
what
core.
He needs to do.
Joe Mixon is also playing unbelievable football.
Out there.
Like, Jake Browning is doing good. I'm not saying that, but everyone acting
is Joe Burrow
like,
not good?
Everyone acting like Joe Burrow
That's what
is about to be obsolete because of Jake Browning. That's the way people are talking, dude.
Contract extension. He's one of the highest paid in the league.
I think that they're really smart.
Just earned himself some money for a team looking for a bridge quarterback.
Exactly. Someone that's not high up in the draft that is absolutely going to need someone next year. They're going to be looking. I mean,
he's got moxie.
The Steelers would be
literally,
a great
you just stole
team.
it out of my mouth. I just was like literally about to say Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think that in the division they get to play him again, so they're going to get to see this guy. I think that's just something to talk about. What do you guys think Tomlin's going to do whenever he finishes under 500? Do you think he quits coaching?
No.
just kidding. But like, what's going to happen? Is everyone? Do you think that there's a chance that he gets fired? Do you think he gets fired?
No, bro. The Steelers have had 3 coaches in 2 generations. Like,
oh my god,
my grandfather saw Chuck Noll, and there's been 2 coaches since then. That's insane. Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere.
No, I think it's funny the way they talk about Belichick.
Bengals this week, though.
Like, it's the same. Like, but it's okay to say that Belichick is going to. Tomlin's known as never not having an under 500 record. Belichick is the greatest head coach of all time. And we're openly in the media going to say, Tomlin, there's no chance. But, Belichick's probably on his way out. I hate it, dude. It's the stupidest storyline of the whole year.
So if you had to take a side, would
you... is what they've done the last few, basically since Brady's left.
Yes, that's true. But
so if you had to take a side... would you take Cincy or Pittsburgh?
For this next week?
In Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
I think still Cincy. They're starting Mason Rudolph, and he's a big racist.
Just far more talented.
Yeah. That's really what it is, dude. It's every position except for quarterback is so good that I think Jacoby Brissett could come in there and get it done.
Try to play an ugly game, then yeah. But I mean, if the Bengals just continuously just don't be scared and keep throwing deep balls to Jamar, I think
Browning could get taken out in the first play.
I mean, anybody can get taken out in the first play.
But TJ Watt's on the other side. I'm just saying there's a possibility of it.
Stairs coming down here to record this podcast. Sorry, guys, can't record. I died.
But there's a bigger chance. There's a bigger chance. It's like there's a tornado outside your house. You know, there's a storm. I
love that dedication, Justin. That the only option for you to not be able to do it was that you died. You know?
That's the only way I don't.
Yeah. Hey, if you broke a tore little MCL, we're coming down. We're doing the recording.
We're doing it. I don't need my ACL to sit here and do this.
No, definitely don't. So, it would make it a little bit better.
I do want to bring up something, though, that I just did find hilarious.
What's that?
Joe Flacco got paid like a 1-year contract, right? Like to be able to finish out the season or, possibly go into next year, be a back, whatever. Immediately goes out and throws 3 interceptions versus the Bears.
Bill won the freaking game, though.
374 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, that 50-yarder, that touchdown by Amari at the end, that was a freaking dime. So, it was a great pass, but oh my God, Amari, running that route just so perfect.
10 receptions, 104 yards, and a tutty. He is just, honestly, for me, at this whole back half of the season, since their bye especially, he's been tight end 1 for me. I know there's other guys out there like Sam Laporta.
He's tight end 2. Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta
but
is
his
tight end 1.
Consistency is just bonkers. Betting wise, he's good for 5 receptions a game. No stress.
3 years ago, I was thinking this guy would do this type of work because he has the physique for it.
Exactly.
And now you're seeing why he can do what he can do.
Well, he's getting the targets now.
Hurricanes in college.
Yeah.
Love Chief Njoku.
And then he had Baker.
Agree, when he came into the league, I thought him and Baker were gonna freaking tear it up.
Yeah. I'm wondering what Deshaun does next year. Seeing this, seeing that if I target this guy 8 or 10 times a game, he's going to reel him in.
Deshaun would target him, but it was nowhere near to this 14 targets in this last game.
He wasn't doing it to him.
He was giving him 3 or 4.
He was giving him 3 to 4.
Tight end targets, but not even elite tight end targets, 5 to 8.
He's getting
Sam Laporta though, bro. Sam Laporta he is right now the tight end 1 as a rookie.
Next year,
offseason.
You draft Sam Laporta or you draft Trey McBride. Like, don't
Good
mess
call.
up. Get those guys.
We've been talking about
and
Evan
your
Ingram,
team should be solid.
As well. But like, dude, Trey McBride, that's a good bring up, Austin.
Evan Ingram, that's another one.
That guy's getting targeted because all right, Hollywood Brown is garbage. He's done. He's done with them. There's no way they even bring him back next year.
No, it's just we don't need to talk about any other receivers.
He's gonna get his targets.
Yeah,
it's
whoever it is,
who he is. It's the type of player he is.
He's so smooth.
He's a young Travis Kelce.
Well, honestly, truly. Like his hands remind me a lot too of Robert, and I know it's a random ass name, but Robert Tonyan. Like Robert Tonyan catches everything.
Except for that. That's a tough week to say that. Austin saw it.
Is that why you tried to bring him up?
No, I thought of it right away, dude. Because that was a touchdown in his hands,
wide open.
Oh, did you see that one, Justin?
Right through his hands.
Did you see it?
Obviously not.
Okay.
I saw it. I still stand by my conviction. I saw it.
Hey, he still brought that.
If anything, you should have said Robert Gronkowski with the mittens. Come on.
Does Arthur Smith get fired if the Falcons blow this and miss the playoffs?
Bro, he knows that fantasy playoffs just started.
Ago.
So the conspiracies that I'm hearing is that he legitimately only gave Bijan the amount of carries that he did because he thought that he could beat Carolina without Bijan Robinson. But he didn't. He lost the game on a bet because he wanted to piss off fantasy.
After 3 quarters of it?
To Bijan's 7. Cordero got 5. Like, what are we doing out?
Dude, if I was the GM for that team, I would have been on the sidelines, of every single game this year. After the first 5, whenever Bijan wasn't being I would have been on the sideline of every game. The fact that Arthur Blank isn't down there with his fucking sweet ass suits, I don't get it.
You just lost to a team that had 1 win in your division when you need that win. I'm shocked he didn't get fired after that.
And let's talk about
if they weren't so close. If that game eliminated them, he'd be fired.
I almost went to this game and it was the lowest.
It was $1.
Yeah,
dude,
it was the lowest price game, but it was the lowest
weather
game to be in attendance ever.
Ever
in NFL history. So
the weather, I'm so glad I didn't go. Whenever Justin,
I almost was a part of it.
So hey,
not something you really want to be a part of.
Live shows. So
you get that now.
So whose dog is that?
No. For $1, but I mean, think about it. If you get a low attendance like that and you make a hell of a sign, you're probably going to be on TV the whole game. Especially in a 7-9 football game.
And
what
plus,
else do they have to show you?
Realistically, it was $10 you had to pay for a ticket, and it would have been the nosebleeds. But everyone was allowed to scoot down because if you saw a picture of the stadium, everyone was moved down to the 50. So that's not something you really get often.
They do that eventually. They start walking through the stadium telling people to go down because they don't want the broadcast to show that there's no one even down there.
It's I've
done it.
All of a sudden, everybody showed up. It's no, they moved down.
I mean, I know we all have stories of this, but moving down whenever you see a seat open, a better seat open, and going down there and sitting in it.
What football games are all about.
It's awesome. Yeah,
that's what football games are all about. Well,
I just hope nobody next to you is a big old snitch.
Yeah.
White people, real. Man. Well, it's been a great Week 15 recap. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Go to Tulsi Rose Tea at TulsiRoseTea.com. They got a bunch of holiday teas in. They send the teas all over the world. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Until then,
peace. Buckaroos.
Peace out.
Teas all over the world. Go to TulsiRoseTea.com.
Yeah. Go to TulsiRoseTea.com.
Make that the official song right there. Bam.
You fucked it up. I was trying to give that
Look, I'm sorry.